Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for coming back. So today I'm going to be working with the Winter Delightful Birds collection, the Hunkydory one. So I'll just run you down what is in this kit, and it's not a really large kit, this one. So you've got two sort of concept cards with the robin, two with the blue tip, two with the wren, two swans, the kingfishers, and two of the owl. Okay, you also get the inserts that fit in the inside of the card. You get the envelopes, and then you get the decoupage to fit. Okay, so today I'm going to be working with the robin. Let's just grab that one and that one, and then I'll pop those completely out of the way for now. And obviously with each kit that you get from Hunkydory, you do get just the little inspiration, and that just shows how the cards can be made up just as a kit card as such. Like I say, we're not going to be doing that today. Okay, so I'm going to move that out of the way a second. So I've already pre-cut a 7.5 inch by 7.5 inch square card. Yeah, so that's 7.5. Yep, so I'm happy with that. I'm just going to bring in my scoreboard first of all, and I've also got a 6 by 12. This is the multi-purpose card from Crafter's Companion, and I'm going to be making what's called a joy fold. Okay, so I'm just going to fold that one down, and then we'll bring in our trimmer, and then from the front of our card, just check I've got the blade in there. So so it's 3.5. So I'm going to cut that front topper in half. Okay, so I've got a nice piece of white card to save. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in some sorry, just creaky chair, some gold mirror. So I'm going to do matte for the back first of all. Let's get that arm out. And again, just using this tonic trimmer, just the lightest one for me to get up and down onto my work table. And I'm just going 2 notches under the 7.5, and again on that side. And I'm just going to check that that fits nicely onto the back of my card, and it does. And then for this one, so we'll want 3.5 minus 2 notches, and then 7.5 minus 2 notches, and that should fit nicely onto our side there. Okay, then bringing in another piece of card. So we've got 6 by 6. So I'm just going to try first of all with 2 notches under the 6. I might trim it down a little bit more. And I'm going to take the actual card that they give you, and I'm just going to cut that down the fold line. So I'll keep this one for another day, and I'm just going to check that that fits on there nicely, and I'm happy with that. And then I'll just check that that fits on there. We're happy with that. Okay, so let's just get rid of those little bits of gold into the bit box. So So that piece is sorted there. So now what we need to do is just come up with some backing paper or backing card for these two pieces here. Now with this kit, because you don't get any sort of coordinating sheets with it, you've got a couple of choices. You can either go to any of your foiled card that you've got from Hunkydory. Today I'm going to be using the Duo Design paper pad, the Stunning Snowfall and Fancy Flakes. And because they've printed these decoupage bits out on the brown, I'm going to be looking for some sort of brown colours just to sort of tie that in. And I'm going to take two pieces out on here, and these pads are 8 by 8, so I know I'm going to have plenty of room. And I think, let's have a look. So do we want that on the back and that on the front, or should we do that on the front and that on the back? Let's have a look. Or we could have both on there. No, I think we want a little bit of variation. I think we'll go with this one on the back. So we had 7.5 minus 2 notches, so I'm just going to go to 7¼ inch, and again on there, and that should fit onto our gold quite nicely. If I haven't cut it at the 6¼ like I normally do. Yeah, no, that's perfect. And you've got two little bits here, perfect for little borders. So I just put those back into the actual pad itself. So then we had 3½ minus 2, so we're going to go to 3¼ and I think I want a deeper coloured side, slightly, yeah, let's go that side, say 3¼ and that's going to be 7¼ long. Let's just check that. Oh, that is looking good. Okay, and again we'll save that for another day. That can go in the bin. Okay, let's start to assemble. Right, so I'm going to start with the back of my card, because ideally I like to have sat a little while before, sorry, glue's a bit sticky, before we start sticking the other piece on. And just going to put that mirror mat down. As always, making sure my top sides and the top and the bottom and the side is even, and that we're quite a way away from that fold. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with some more all-purpose, just staying away from the edges, just because I'm using the mirror. And then we're just going to pop that in the middle on there. Just give that a good press down so that it can put the glue in where we want it to go. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my mirror for my front flap. Just turn this around. Just going to pop that one in on there as centrally as possible. It's moving at the bottom but not at the top. Okay, there we go. And then I think I want that darker bit to be on the outside, because you see a little bit more of it. And again, multi-purpose glue, but just being careful not to go too near the edges. I can always dab a little bit of the bookbinding glue if I see any bits that aren't sticking as nicely as I would like. Okay, so let's pop that out the way. And then this card, this bit of the card goes in like so. So you're going to be doing it as if it's, you know, decorating it as if it's the wrong way, so to speak. So I'm just going to pop some all-purpose on there. And then I'm going to leave, so this is already die cut on the back, but I'm going to leave that first layer flat and then decoupage up after that. So again, just with our all-purpose, just being careful not to get too much glue around here in case it seeps through the actual die cut itself. I'm just going to pop that on nice and central. Okay. Then we're going to bring this one back in. Just decide sort of, kind of want it to be quite central. A little bit of glue there. Okay. And again, I'm going to go in with the multi-purpose just purely because it is nice strong glue and it just gives me that little bit of wiggle time. So if I'll pop that sort of centrally on the card at the back, and then I can just wiggle that where I want it to be onto the front, and I'm happy with that. Okay, so that's our card. And then I'm going to grab some Hunkydory. I've got the I think they're like 1mm pads, just to do this decoupage. Now I'm going to leave this one in because what I'll do is on the piece that I've cut out, I can use that one on a card there, and I've got another card base there. I may even steal some of the layers as well. Okay, so we've got layer 1. Let's put all these layers out and then we'll know which ones we're going to use and which ones we're not. Let's just put those to the side. So we've got this one, and we've got this one, got this one. No, I'm definitely not going to use all of these layers. Oops, my hand stuck in the packet. Oh, there we go. Just pop that one out, and then we've got this one, this one. We have a little bit of a house. We have a bit above the door. We have more holly berries. Yeah, I think that's what we've got. Okay, so let's just put these in the order that they would go on. So we've got this one, this one, this one. Then we've got this one, this one, this one. You've got your house, your bit there, there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one out and pop that with my other die cut, and I'm also going to take this one out. Okay, so these are the bits that I'm going to use on our card today. Okay, so let's grab our foam pads. Just check if I've got any of the thinner, bigger ones. I don't think I've got any of those left now. Oh, we have got a couple. Oh, and just check the back because sometimes there is still some little bits to pop out. Okay, so I've got 1 or 2 for these bigger bits. I'm not doing any shaping with it, just literally just popping this decoupage on. Just check what that's like, that's fine. Just open up my bookbinding glue. Just getting the backs off these pads. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on just to give us a bit of manoeuvrability, and then I'm just coming straight over the top and lining the features up. So you've got the circle to guide you, and then you've also got the image as well. Okay, and then the next big layer, again there's another little bit to pop out there. It didn't want to come out very easily. That's fine. Just pop them straight down the middle. And on there. Going over. Get in that last one and just put in a little bit more bookbinding glue. Just lining up his beak and the holly. There we go. And then we can use that last one up, I think. Let's cut that in. Actually, I'll save that for the next bit, because obviously there's going to be a nice big piece of decoupage there as well. And I'm going to be using foam pads on both of my cards today. And last one. Press down. Just quickly take these bits off. If you wanted to, you could, and if you're using pads, you could always put these on beforehand, so you just have to have them already there. I tend to, you know, for these videos, I'm crafting sort of from the kit, as it were, as if, you know, as if you were at home picking it up and then just going with it. So, and that's the way I like to craft. So I'm just going to line up his little wing. Yeah, that's that one. And then we'll just go in with another little bit of holly. There we go. And, like, you know, you can use your 3D glue gel if you want, and really shape these up if you wanted. You know, dozens of different ways to get the shaping on them. Just going to cut one of those in half. So this little tiny piece is just the window behind this shed. And even though you're sort of straying away from the actual kit, concept kit as it was, it doesn't take very long just to put a beautiful card together. You know, you've got the ingredients there to make something really stunning. Okay, so let's just going through the last little bits of this with a bit of glue. And I just have to find where that one goes. I think that goes there. Oops. Okay, apologies, just had to have a little sneeze. And then this little bit, let's see, where's that one? Let's pick that up to make that a bit easier for me. so that's that bit there. Okay, that's that one there. And then we just got the little wreath to put on. Oops. If you've got tweezers, something like that to hand, that would really help in getting that lined up perfectly, but I'm happy with that. And then I'm just gonna take this wreath. I think a square is probably going to be just about the right size. Yeah. And we just have to make sure we get the bow at the top. That round a little bit because that there we go, that's better. Those lines on the door match as well. I'm just going to grab some little gems. And I might go with some green ones on this one, just to pull out these green colours on there. And I'm going to go 1, 2, oops, a bit bigger the blob than I'd anticipated. There we go, 1, 2, 3, and I'm just going to bring that round and do 2 that way. Sorry, sniffing. Nothing worse than listening to somebody sniff. Okay, and then just to finish that off, we have a sentiment on here which is "We love Christmas." I'm just gonna grab my scissors, just trim that a little bit there because it's just pips off. And then what I want to do is add that on with a little bit of height so that this bit sort of tucks underneath it to keep the card closed. So I'm going to be using one of my Crafter's Companion foam pads because it's just thicker. So I'm going to be going to the left hand side. Just going to check that that's going to fit okay. Yeah. Just put a little bit of glue on there just to keep that. Safe, and I can pop that down like so, and that's gonna settle there. Could have done with being a little bit straighter, but it's difficult to see with the camera overhead, so this one will pop out. We will put the insert inside, so let me just bring that one back. We have, what should we go with? Should we go with the brown to match? Or the darker brown? We'll go with that one. Okay, so that's just going in there just with no gold mirror, just because I don't want to make it too heavy. on the inside of the card there. Okay, and then that one will stand like so, or when it, you know, obviously that will go in the envelope like so, and then when it's on a shelf it will pop open like so. Don't know if you can see that. Anyway, that's the Joy Fold. Okay, so that's the first card. So what I'm going to do is just pop that to the side. I will put some photos of it on Pinterest, just in case you want to get a closer look at that. So I'm just going to clear the decks down and just get ready for the second card, which is going to be an easel card. So bear with me just 2 seconds. Okay, so coming back in again, I'm going to use up the piece from the leftover from the last card. Okay, just because it's there, and it just makes sense to do it now and show you what you can do to make, or you know, one of the ways you can get 2 cards out of this kit, or out of that one kit. So I've cut a piece of card and it's 6.5 inches square, and I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. I'm going to grab my scoring tool. So 6.5, so half of that is going to be 3.25. So I'm just going to score it at 3.25, and I'm going to burnish that down, and that's going to give us our easel. Okay, so bringing in my cutter, let's just get that arm out. And I need to cut another piece of card 6x5 by 6x5 to go over the top of there. And that should fit perfectly on top of there, and that does. Okay, and then I need a couple of pieces of gold. And I need a piece for the top and a piece for the bottom, so I'm going to go 2 notches below the 6.5, 2 notches below the 6.5, and that's going on there. Checking that's fine. And then again with this whole piece again, 2 notches below the 6.5 and 2 notches below the 6.5. They should be exactly the same size. Perfect. Okay, and then I've already pre-cut a piece of this baby blue, and I've got the baby blue card. This is Adorable Scoreable card, and this whole image has got the blue. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear the ice cream man. Got all excited for a second then. There is blue all around the image there. You sort of got the blue-green door, so I was just picking out those blue tones. Okay, and this one I have just cut another 2 notches down to fit onto that mat, so that is 6.25 square. Okay, and then because we're going with the blue, I'm coming back into this snowflake pad. Which blue do we want? I think there's a bluer blue. We've got a darker blue, or we've got a sort of sea blue or a pale blue. I think we'll go with a pale blue. And then this again needs to come down to 6.25. 6.25, and that should fit onto one of those gold mats perfectly. Yep, happy with that. And then this bit of card that we cut off from before, what I have done is cut it down to 5.5 by 5.5. I did take a little bit each time off each side, but it isn't exactly in the middle. I've got a slightly larger border here and here, but but I'm happy with that because I'm going to put a sentiment anyway. Okay, and I cut that down, did I say 5.5? Yeah, 5.5. So I need to make a mat for that, so I'm just going to go 2 notches above the 5.5. No, that's not going to fit. So 5.5. I'm hoping to be able to get it out of this cardstock. Oh, it's not going to fit, so let me grab another piece of card. We are 5.5 plus 2, 5.5 plus 2. Okay, so that should fit on there perfectly. Lovely. And then if I just grab those pieces for a second, and then because this image, it, you know, really it is a layer, so I want to just do a little gold border round. I'm not sure which of these circle dies is going to be best because that just about covers it, and the other one looks a little bit large. So I'm just going to pop that through my die cutting machine. I'm just going to grab my tape. Bear with me just 2 seconds. Okay, so I found this little tape. Not sure when the other one's gone, but we'll just put that on there. And that one there. And then I'm just going to whip those through. Okay, so let's see which is the best one. 1, 2. Again, I'll just put this away. Put those with those. Okay, so which one goes best on now? So we just have a real tiny border on that one. That one's too big, so we'll be going with the real tiny one. Okay, so let's start to assemble. So I'm going to start first of all just putting some of my all-purpose glue onto just this 1/2 of the card. Don't put any glue at the top there, otherwise your card won't it won't act like an easel. It'll just be sort of like a normal card but with a really thick heavy front. Okay, so when it stands up, that's the shape that you're looking for, so with the back coming up. Okay, and then I'm going to start with the base while that's gluing. So I'm just going to come in with this mirror, a little bit of all-purpose all round, and we're just going to pop that in the middle. As always, just making sure that I avoid that fold there. And then I've got my snowflake paper. So again, I'm just coming in with the all-purpose but avoiding the edges too much. And that's just going to go straight down in the middle there. Just move that over. There we go. And then moving on to our front. So again with the mirror card, just a little bit of all-purpose. And this does need to go all over this time because you're covering the whole of that. So you're just treating it like a normal card front at this point. Okay, and then we're going to come in with this blue. And if you wanted to, you could gut that. I Actually, I might do that, so bear with me just a second. I'm just going to do that. Okay, so I've just cut the middle out of the card. So there's two reasons to do that. Number one is you've got a nice piece of card that you can use elsewhere on a smaller card. But number two, it kind of keeps the weight down a little bit off the card, so there's not so much weight there. So, and this is all going to be hidden behind that gold anyway, so let's just pop that onto there. So smooth down. There we go. And then I'm just going to come in and pop this one onto this mirror. So I'll just put some in the middle, just making sure we avoid the edges. I'm just going to pop that. There we go. And then I'm going to go, I think I do want to raise this a little bit. Let me just grab some of these. This is quite a thick pad. It's probably about a 3mm. So I'm just going to pop some of these, and they do sort of come off a bit in strips in places. So these are just some new pads I got from Crafter's Companion today. So just put a few on just to just see how that sits. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so and the pads come off real easy, so that's perfect. And yeah, as always, you can use your glue choice, glue gel, whatever you fancy really. Everybody has a way of working, don't they? Just popping that down. Okay. Just put some bookbinding glue, as always. Oops, there's my lid. Find that in a minute. Okay, so let's see. This is the front, so let's see how we want this to go. So I want it sort of more up at the top and closer to the left. So I'm just seeing where is the smallest borders. I think that's going to be there, so I'm just going to bring that down, put that straight into the center there. Okay, so that's what we're looking like at the moment. So I'm going to come back in, actually I'm going to put this onto my mirror. Just map that on, so like I say, you can just see the tinsiest, the tiniest little border around, so it's like less than a millimetre. Do I want to raise this up? No, I am going to go flat with this one because I have got the other levels, and I just want to pop that fairly centrally and straight. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to bring in those other layers that I took from last time. Okay, so we've got these ones here, and I'm going to come in again with these slightly thinner layers because I have put layers already on there. A bit there, and then just coming in with these other Hunkydory thinner pads, and just popping them on. There, I think that should be fine. Yep. Oops, and then I'll just pop one on here as well. Should be fine on there as well. Okay, so let's just peel these backs off. Sticky. And I've got some more of the strip ones from Hunkydory on order. I think they're my favourite one. I think I need to. I have got a sort of roll of the foam pads, like that we got from somewhere, but I think it would be a bit too wide for this one. Okay, so I'm just going to drop that in, just matching up the circle and the door and the bushes, and then again the foam pads, just taking these off. Binding glue, and we'll just turn that the right way round and just line that up so that's going in there on the edge, up on there. Okay, and then this one, so I do need that to put some gems on in a second. I'm going to put some white gems on. But I also, I just found what I did with my other tape. I'll put it in a safe place. I also just want to come in with my quickie glue pen. If I just grab that and just put a bit of glitter on, so bear with me 2 seconds. Okay, so I decided to come in with some Nouveau glitter accents instead. And then what I'm going to do is just put just a little coverage on any snowy bits, just a few dabs in the bushes for that to pick up. Just go through, and obviously this will need time to dry. Although it won't move as such, you know, it's not going to be running off your page because it's quite a chunky little glare. It's quite nice. There we go, just put a few there. Okay, so that's that one. And then so what we'll do now then, before I do the gems, I'm just going to make my stopper to stop that falling down. Okay, and I've got a book with sentiments in, because obviously I've used the sentiment on the kit itself. Okay, so I'm just going to bring that book in and we'll choose one. Okay, so this is the Essential Ink Me Christmas book of sentiments. So I'm looking for something not too big. Don't want hope you have a good Christmas. Make memories this Christmas. Have yourself a cozy little Christmas. Quite like Merry and Bright. Let's see what other ones there is. Have a very Merry Christmas. Thinking of you, wishing you good times. Have a magical, marvellous and Merry Christmas. Winter Wishes. Winter Wishes is quite nice as well. Christmas Magic. Just seeing, they all seem to be with black, so that's fine. There's Nobody Like You. No matter how far we are, the walk for Christmas will bring us together. I think I'm going to go with that Merry and Bright. Okay, so let's just pop that one out of the way. I'm just going to bring in these little doorbells and my Oasis auto reactive die. I'm just going to tint that to match the blue on our card. And obviously I'm also not going to have an insert for this card, so I'll have to sort of make one myself. So, just put there. That's all. Yep, that's going to be fine. A bit disappointed it's not gold, but that's fine. I'm not going to sweat over it. There are worse things that could happen. Okay, so bringing back in my little trimmer. We want one of these little offcuts of gold, and I think I'll go, let's just go an inch. And do we want to go the whole way along, or should I get a longer piece and go all the way along? Yes. So I've got some more of that paper. A nice bit there. We use that. Now I think if I'm using that, that will go on there. Right, okay. So we did this at an inch, and that is 1 inch by 1 inch by 5 3/4. So if I just go down to 2 notches below the inch, hopefully that will be straight. That's going to go over the top. I think that's fine. I'm going to cut it into a point at the end of our flag, just to make it a little bit more interesting. So let's go ahead and use our all-purpose glue. Not quite as much as that, but there you go. Right, so we're just going to pop that on, going straight across that centre bit. And then I'm just going to come probably about there and go straight across, and then we've got our little stopper. Okay, so let's pop that up, and I'm going to bring in, I think I've got some, no, we'll go with these. And we'll just pop some of those along. So you do need it raised, otherwise it won't stop the card from flopping. Okay, so I'll just take those backs off. And I'm just going to add some bookbinding glue, see if it's going to come out. Let's get rid of that. Oops. Okay, now the trick with these is just make sure that you hold your card up so that you find the right angle. Okay, and this is just a slightly darker snowflake, so it's really picking up the tones on there. Okay, and then I think I'm just going to pop that one down there, but I am going to raise that as well, why not? And then we can get some pearls. Okay, George is just starting to get a bit restless, so I'm hoping he's not going to do his usual bark. Okay, so let me grab some, squeaking on the chair, grab some pearls. Now we've got those are black, I think they're no good. joking. The right ones. Okay. Right, so we've got those ones. What we got in here? Got some blue ones. Ooh. That's cool. So there's black ones on top. I think it's white underneath. We've got some red ones there as well. Oops, they're going everywhere. Let's just. Here we go. Let's have a look. See. Not sure what that is. So. I think we'll go with these ones. So let me grab my little tray. Put these in. I think I might use some of those red ones, you know. Okay, I've got an idea. Right, so let me just grab this glue. And what I'm going to do is just on the centre of all of these snowflakes, just going to put a little pearl. Just little things like this that really elevate your card. And then if I grab my detail there, we'll just go ahead, pop them on. And obviously I could have gone back in with glitter. You know, there's loads of things that you can do. You don't have to think that this is a sort of finished piece of paper. You know, you can do whatever you want. If you wanted to ink on it, you could still do that. Missed some glue there, so let's find the ones that I've got the glue. I've got twins there, and so I just go a little quiet when I do this. Sort of, it's like colouring. You sort of go into your own little world. Okay, and then I'm just going to put there, there. There, there. Okay. That one goes there. Goes there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just go in with those red little pearls and put red ones on all of these little dots here. I'm not going to make you watch me do that, so what I'm going to do is just stop the video and then I'll come back once that's been done and just show you the end result. Okay. Okay, so that's the card all finished. So I've gone round with the red on the berries there for the whole wreath. You could, if you've got any sort of wreath branch dies, you could add a bit of green in there. That would really raise that up, or a bit of green and gold. And then I've just added a couple of large pearls there just randomly just to bring the eye across. I have pearled all of that base, even at the back, and as you can see, you know, it's quite a pretty little card. You wouldn't think that that was a kit card. Okay, so that's all for today. What I'll do is I'll put pictures of these up on my Pinterest if you want to go and have a look. So that is Sybil Jane's Concoctions. I'll try and put a link under the video. I probably will end up doing it next time I come in, just because I have to do it on the big computer. I can't do it on my mobile. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. See you soon. Bye bye.